Hey Jack, how is it going?
I'm good. Hi. So yeah, it's
Good.
about to pre-final review. So how do we want to present?
Maybe let's start a rehearsal right now and see if we want to make any changes.
Yeah.
So I have compiled a board
Mm,
which includes all the materials from the start of the semester.
mm.
And why don't you start from the site portrait part
Yeah,
right
sounds
here?
good. Yeah. So like you can see the first image, our site is in Shiramida, which is in the north of Addis Ababa. The site is at the foot of mountain in total. From the cross-section view of this site, the highest point is in total street, and most of the markets are located on plateau with relatively flat terrain. And there's a very steep hillside at the edge of the market, and there's a small river below the hillside.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. So you can see the next picture. Here shows the architecturalized drawing based on our observation and understanding of the site. We divide this into three layers, namely armature, sphere, and topography. So like in the armature layer, we can see that it is mainly composed of in total street. And in neighborhood, we find its informal characteristic of buildings and roads. And this street organically penetrate from in total street to the neighborhood. So in a sphere layer, we can see different atmosphere in different neighborhood. We put a wall to enclose the campus because we found that there are small walls and dense bushes around it, which strongly obstruct people's accessibility.
Yeah, exactly. So the campus is totally isolated area from the neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
And these photos are taken by Hattie. And it shows a feeling of the surrounding neighborhood, which is a very dense residential area.
Mm.
And another key point of our site is that it has two historical protected area. One is shown in blue in this diagram. One is the campus, and the other one is up here. This one is the first mayor's home of Addis Ababa.
Yeah.
In these photos, you can see some the current condition of this house and some construction details. And back to the main function of our site is the it's a garment market. This one under big roof is a formal market, and these ones show the informal markets. It not only sells garments but also some daily stuffs. Yeah. Oh, by the way, one more point. People who sell stuff here do not live here and work here.
Oh, I see.
Most of them have home far away from our site.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this brings up an issue of our site. First of all, our site lacks long-term stays of visitors and salespeople with its singular function. And secondly, it lacks connection between the east and west high density residential area, as you can see on this map.
Mm-hmm.
And also, because there's a river, and you can see on this showing that there are many houses living very close to the river, so they are facing the risk of flood in the future, and they might be replaced in the long term.
Yeah.
And also from the topography, from the section, we can see the elevations change of our site is pretty large, and there's a steep slope around this area, which is not easy to build. So we need to come up with a strategy to deal with the topography.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, so like based on our previous discussion, in order to solve the distribution of many isolated functions of the site, we propose three lines as a framework and then propose the bottom-up growth strategy on these lines.
Yeah, exactly. And our goal is to string together the scattered function and the green spaces on the east and west of the neighborhood to reinforce this axis. And in this phase, we focus on the lines in the middle to further develop. And and in terms of the program, you can see more clearly from this bubble diagram. Basically, the main function of the main program of the surrounding neighborhood is basically the residential and mixed with the informal markets. And our site is only the market. So we want to introduce the very dense neighborhood into our site and create a mixed use zone with workshop, market, and also residential buildings.
Interesting.
So that people not only sell stuff here, but they also live here and work here. And for the visitors, they can not only buy the clothes, but also they can see the process of production. So in terms of the program of market, it reminds me the project of Bazaar of Isfahan, which also features the linear development and also the courtyard for the public space. Do you know that project?
Yeah, I know. Like you can see, this collage was actually inspired by the market. That we can see a linear and bottom-up urban fabric, which features courtyards of many sizes to shape the market space. We refer to this concept and use courtyard to strengthen our proposed line and make it incrementally grow in the city.
Wow, this is so interesting.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we can move on to next.
Back to our project.
Yeah. So the other key point of our project, first of all, we hope that the building materials are all from the local area. For example, the raw materials of bricks are taken from the local rivers and mountains and made by compressing and some exposure. And moreover, the wooden structure of the building is taken from local trees that can cut down due to our project. In this way, the cost of material transportation can be reduced, and the dependence on imported construction materials can also be reduced.
Yeah, really interesting point. And the same strategy for the raw material for the garment industry. So as you can see here, remember our colleague Han planned a cotton growing area along the river. So in this way, cotton can be directly supplied to the workshop to be made into yards and finally into clothes, as you can see here. Yeah, and that's why we need a mixed use program on our site. Most of the case, the ground floor will be formal and informal market, with the second floor be the workshop or housing, so that people shop and work and live in the same place. So in order to let the building grow in time, we invented the modular system with single or double story units, as you can see here. The unit can easily attach to each other to form courtyards, and they are flexible enough to deal with the steep slope on the site. We have three types of the units. First one is it's a combination of workshop and the market. And the second type is the market used as a passage. And only one floor on the ground. And the third one is the combination of residential and market. So these units are flexible enough to control the openings on ground floor and adapt for different programs of the market. So Jack, could you tell me more about the construction detail of the building block?
Yeah, of course. First of all, we can see the material part. We make the vote of the market according to structure designed by the Philip block. The material used in the arc below are brick made of local soil and rock. And there are diaphragm above the vault to support the second floor. For the second floor, we use the wooden column and beams to structure to make the floor plane more flexible because like workshop requires a larger continuous space.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe we can jump to energy floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically all unit types are considered for rainwater recycling, and the recycled water can be used as residential water and water for planting.
Oh, and I see the skylight, and is this solar panel?
Yeah, and there will be small trenches below the solar panels, which can collect rainwater and then rainwater will go down and store in a water tank. So like, clean water will be on the upper level of the tank for residential water, and the dirty water will precipitate and can be used as a watering for plants. In addition, considering the facade material, we also use metal corrugated board on the facade. This light transmitting and ventilating material helps to save energy.
Yeah, this one.
Right.
Okay, so in summary, given all those issues of the site we discussed earlier, the main goal of our project is to solve, first of all, relieve the housing pressure of the surrounding neighborhoods, especially the residents living close to the river, and then connect the neighborhood and mixed use function to make sure Medan not only a destination of government shopping, but also a place of local lives and work, where more public spaces offered by creating courtyard, in which a variety of activity will take place.
Yeah, exactly. And we imagine the process of development will be, first of all, the building materials are producing some of the existing informal markets to build new homes on our site for the residents near the river. Yep. And then some of those residents will attend the vocational program to get a basic construction knowledge. In the end, these residents will participate in the construction process to build the entire area, helping Chiromita incrementally grow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. We are in good shape right now.
Yeah, good.